Should he and his team try to seek an immediate rematch?
No. Hey, with all due respect,
yeah.
DDP need to probably go to a different weight class. He probably should go drop down a weight.
So he's too big to drop down.
He's stuck.
Yeah.
I don't even think Dricus Du Plessis will ever put his hand up to fight Khamzat Chimaev again. And even if he did, I don't know if the UFC would make it just because it was so non-competitive, and Khamzat Chimaev has every single aspect of Dricus Du Plessis' game figured out.
Khamzat was very dominant. He got every takedown.
You can't have technical holes like that. What makes you different?
I could do stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Take him down, put him on his back, gotta hurt him, make him work harder. There's not an area that's gonna be bad for me.
Fluffy is on an 8-fight win streak.
Fluffy is very good. He beat Dillashaw, and I don't want to be a hater, but I don't think Dillashaw is really good anywhere.
It's refreshing how honest you are.
I feel like we should be friends, RDR.
Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so.
Hey!
After suffering a lopsided loss at UFC 319, several UFC veterans have urged Dricus Du Plessis to rethink his path by steering clear of another matchup with Khamzat Chimaev and possibly making a move to a different weight class where he may have a better chance of success. Meanwhile, Dana White has wasted no time in keeping the momentum alive, officially confirming yet another stacked card lined up for October, something that has fans buzzing with anticipation. Adding to the intrigue, Khamzat Chimaev is now waiting for his next challenger, who will likely emerge from the winner of Mavo versus Caio or Ardar versus Fluffy, both of which are expected to deliver fireworks.
The main event, it's a 5-round fight between middleweight contenders Rainer de Ritter and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. That is a bad fight. And obviously next month in Paris, we have another top middleweight contender fight between number 2 ranked Imavov and 7th ranked Borralho. And then Vancouver is a few weeks later. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. And we're going to end up with a middleweight challenger for Khamzat Chimaev's title that he just won. So these fights have...
After moving one step closer to a potential title shot, RDR is already eyeing a showdown with Khamzat Chimaev, confident that he has the right strategy to succeed where Dricus Du Plessis struggled. According to RDR, the key lies in testing Khamzat's gas tank, forcing him to work harder and capitalizing on technical gaps that others may have overlooked. He pointed out that while Khamzat showcased dominant control against Du Plessis, his grappling approach wasn't flawless, specifically noting that Khamzat wasn't framing properly in certain positions, which left exploitable openings. For RDR, this tactical detail could be the difference maker in neutralizing Khamzat's pressure-heavy style and possibly handing him his toughest test.
Be able to take him down, put him on his back. I could do some stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Gotta hurt him, make him work harder.
It was a technical error, the technical skills that he just didn't have to be able to escape those positions.
He was just holding him onto him, man.
Right.
He was not even framing, right?
How do you dissect your fighting style with Khamzat Chimaev? What makes you different than everybody else he's fighting?
If he takes me down, great. If I take him down, great. It's on the feet, great. There's not an area that we can go to in the fight that's gonna be bad for me. Jiu-jitsu is a very important aspect of fighting him. See if I can get in the clinch and hurt him there.
I have a feeling I know what the answer is. Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Point at yourself.
RDR also didn't hold back when it came to Caio Barrios standing in the middleweight title race, openly questioning whether Caio deserved to still be in the conversation. He pointed out Caio's lack of activity, stressing that fighting only a handful of times, or not at all in key stretches, wasn't enough to remain relevant in such a competitive division. By contrast, RDR highlighted the efforts of fighters like himself and Imavov, who have been more active, consistently taking on tough opponents and proving themselves worthy of climbing the ladder. In his view, staying busy and delivering results is what earns a spot in the title picture, and Caio simply hasn't done enough this year to keep pace with the division's...
Main thing is about this fight is when it's gonna happen. If he wants to fight in Abu Dhabi, I think it's very clear that I'm the guy. Caio and Imavov are fighting in 3 weeks, so might be a little bit too short for one of them to step up. I think Imavov is very deserving as well. Right. He's very skilled. He has a crazy record. What he did to Adesanya was great, was amazing. I didn't expect that at all, and it was perfect. I think Caio should. He's not there. He didn't even fight this year, I think. So his last win was over Cannonier, maybe. His best win is Cannonier, which is good, but MVP just beat him as well. So I beat 5 guys this year, and he beat nobody this year. So I think he's not there.
RDR continued his criticism of Caio by pointing out that he hasn't even fought this year, stressing that inactivity takes away a fighter's legitimacy in the title picture. He mentioned Caio's last significant victory being against Jared Cannonier, which was impressive at the time, but quickly noted that Michael Venom Page also just beat Cannonier, making that one less unique. By comparison, RDR highlighted his own activity, saying he had defeated 5 opponents this year alone, while Caio hasn't beaten anyone in 2025, proving that momentum and consistency should matter when discussing contenders. Meanwhile, Anthony "Fluffy" Hernandez has put himself in a historic spot in the middleweight division, becoming the first fighter to earn 8 consecutive wins without getting a title shot. Despite that frustration, Hernandez is staying focused, accepting a high-stakes fight against RDR at UFC Vancouver without hesitation. He sees it as another opportunity to prove himself and continue climbing toward the title, showing the same fearless mindset that's defined his streak. For Hernandez, it's simple. He'll fight anyone, anytime, if it means moving closer to the championship.
Did this happen, Fluffy? Because we saw you in Chicago, like you were doing interviews as of Monday. Here we are Wednesday, fight is official.
Yeah, no, Monday I was getting a massage and I got the offer and they said, I think this is an offer you don't want to pass. And I said, okay, then run it, sign the contract. And now we're here. Just, you know what I mean?
Who's they? Is that your management or matchmakers? Or?
Matchmaker, yeah, Hunter. It's like, all right, if this is what I got to do, then let's keep going. Like I said, man, if I got to knock every motherfucker down until I get to the top, then so be it.
Yeah, did it surprise you a little bit, though? Like, did you think that they would at least take a few more days, just especially given all the talk with Khamzat saying he might turn around?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not Dana White. I don't make the calls, you know what I mean? Like, he says, hey, be here, and I'm like, I'm in. If I'm healthy, I'm there, you know what I mean? I'll never say no from anybody in this division.
Flip side, whispers of a potential Du Plessis versus Chimaev rematch have started making the rounds, but not everyone is buying into it. Veteran fighter Rampage Jackson shut down the idea, saying that Dricus Du Plessis has no business asking for another shot after such a one-sided, embarrassing defeat to Khamzat Chimaev. According to Rampage, bringing up a rematch would only make Drikus look desperate and delusional. Instead, he suggested that Du Plessis should seriously consider switching weight classes, possibly dropping down a division, because at his current spot, he looks completely stuck and unable to break through against the top-tier talent.
Should he and his team try to seek an immediate rematch?
No.
You just got destroyed.
You just got destroyed.
Yeah,
like,
there's
fuck
no
no. DDP shouldn't even say the word re or match in the same fucking sentence in an interview.
Yeah.
Hey, with all due respect, DDP need to probably go to a different weight class. He probably should like go drop down a weight.
No, he's too big to drop down.
He's stuck.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nate Diaz has once again stirred the pot, this time taking direct aim at Khamzat Chimaev. Diaz openly mocked him, saying that despite Chimaev's tough guy image, he fights like a scared fighter. Nate pointed out that while Khamzat looks dominant when wrestling and controlling opponents on the ground, his reluctance to fully commit to striking exposes his fear. According to Diaz, a real fighter wouldn't hesitate or play it safe the way Chimaev does, and he went as far as to say that Khamzat's style makes him look like nothing more than a big scared kid hiding behind a bully persona.
I don't like that kind of fighting.
What's
it's boring, fighting? It's boring to me.
Like it's when it's on the ground the whole time?
Like he's supposed to be a big scary guy, right? And do you remember when he had him in side control and he's holding him?
Yeah.
Dominating him, right? And then he's like, let's go, and he hits him a little bit, like little soft punches and shit. It's like, that's what people don't understand about like the styles. Like that type of fighter is a scared fighter. He's scared for his life that he lets go that much to hit. He's that afraid that if he lets go to hit him hard, that motherfucker might get up and get the away from him. So that's a scared style to me. And he comes off as this big intimidating guy, but it's a big old scared child. And I think and that's why I tweeted about it. I said, he's not a fighter because you could tell by how scared he is holding him that.
Diaz also broke down how he believes he would approach a potential fight with Khamzat Chimaev, offering his own unique perspective. He explained that when facing someone like Khamzat, who relentlessly shoots for takedowns, there are only two real options. Either be a better wrestler than him, which Diaz admits most fighters aren't, or accept that the fight will eventually go to the ground and learn to fight effectively off your back. Nate stressed that constantly trying to sprawl, stuff takedowns, and scramble back to your feet only drains energy, leaving you exhausted and vulnerable to losing on the scorecards. Instead, he argued the smarter and more efficient strategy is to embrace the ground game, conserve energy, and adapt by attacking from the bottom with submissions, strikes, and control. Diaz pointed out that this has always been part of his style and would be the key to neutralizing Chimaev's wrestling-heavy approach.
If you were Drikus, how would you have defended all those takedowns?
Well, you have to be either better than him at that, which he's not getting on top and stuff, or you have to like when I was gonna fight him, they were like. I had the wrestlers coming up to me like Henry Cejudo and people coming up there just don't let him take it down. I'm like, no, I'm going out there to go to the ground. You think I'm gonna sit there and try to defend the takedown the whole time? Yeah. And then defend, get up until you're too tired, until you get your back taking a choke like Poirier did and Gaethje. It's like, no, you don't fight like that. You learn how to fight from your back, and you're gonna lose the decision anyway. So learn how to fight there.
Diaz went into more detail about how he would deal with Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling-heavy style, saying his strategy would be to deliberately pull Chimaev in his closed guard and then go to work from there. Instead of wasting energy trying to get back to his feet, Nate explained that he would focus on making life miserable for Khamzat on the ground. His plan would be to use his elite jiu-jitsu to constantly threaten with submissions, elbows, and punches from the bottom, forcing Chimaev to stay defensive and uncomfortable. Diaz stressed that the key is to apply nonstop pressure from his back, making it a war of attrition where Khamzat has to work harder every second just to stay safe. By doing this, Nate believes he could either wear him down, inflict real damage, or eventually secure a submission, all while conserving energy and fighting within his strengths rather than Chimaev's.
You put him in your closed guard and beat the fuck out of him and finish him. You're gonna make my life a living hell trying to get up, then I'm just not gonna try to get up. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you from my back and lose the decision or take you out somehow by brutally damaging your whole grill, catching your choke, flipping you over, and you up. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be an athlete back with you because you already obviously got that part covered. That's how he got there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I put him in front of me, put him in a closed guard and beat the shit out of him. Like I didn't plan on getting up when I fought Khamzat. I'm like, let's go to the ground. I did Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt. I've been for years. I plan on going to my back and finishing your ass or splitting your whole face open while I'm down there for 25 minutes.
Renato Moicano had a completely different take on the fight, praising Khamzat Chimaev's domination at UFC 319 and arguing that his performance was so one-sided against Dricus Du Plessis that certain rounds could have even been scored 10-8s. Moicano highlighted how Chimaev repeatedly put Du Plessis in a crucifix position, which he counted at least 8 times over the course of 5 rounds. For Moicano, that level of control is even more suffocating than maintaining full mount, since the crucifix not only neutralizes both of an opponent's arms, but also leaves them helpless to defend strikes. He stressed that this kind of dominance showed just how far ahead Chimaev is in terms of grappling control compared to the rest of the division.
Every round was 10-8.
Well, so what do you make of his Khamzat's performance?
Doesn't fucking matter. No. He destroyed Dricus Du Plessis. I was surprised. Let me ask you with another question. How many times he got on the crucifix?
4.
more than that. Brother,
8 or 10, I don't know.
in a 5-round fight, get the guy 8 times on the crucifix, that's unbelievable. Because to me, crucifix is worse than the mount.
TJ Dillashaw also gave massive credit to Khamzat Chimaev's cardio and dominance in his fight against Dricus Du Plessis. According to TJ, most people thought Chimaev would have to rely on an early finish to secure the win, but instead he showcased relentless pressure and conditioning that allowed him to control the fight from start to finish. Dillashaw highlighted how Chimaev wasted no time, taking Du Plessis down and locking in the crucifix position in less than 50 seconds, something that left the crowd stunned. He described the performance as insane, pointing out how effortlessly Khamzat executed high-level grappling sequences without burning himself out. For TJ, the way Chimaev blended explosiveness, technique, and gas tank throughout the fight was a reminder that he isn't just dangerous in the opening moments. He can maintain that pace for 5 full rounds, making him a nightmare matchup for anyone in the division.
Cardio, boys.
Unbelievable.
Cardio was sick. I didn't watch it live. I watched it the day after because I was at the Sprouts convention. And when I saw that it was a 5-round, insanely unanimous decision, I just knew it's like, let's fucking go, right? Like, everyone thought the only way he was going to win was by finishing him. He went out there and just put on an absolute clinic. I was surprised with how easy he made it look. I know he was good. I thought it was going to be a lot harder of a challenge. I mean, I'm a DDP fan as well, too, like his pressure and the way he fights, right? But Chimaev looked like very low level, like he'd never wrestled a day in his life before. It was crazy. He took him down and crucified him in under 50 seconds. You know what I mean? Like under 50 seconds, he got taken out and crucified and like held him there for so long.
The Borralho brothers gave their take on a possible Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis rematch. Nick Borralho said that if Khamzat had finished Drikus early, maybe in the first or second round, there could have been a case for another fight. But since the bout was completely one-sided, he doubts Drikus would ever agree to face Khamzat again. He added that the UFC likely wouldn't book it either, because Khamzat has already figured out Drikus' entire game, and that's not something he could fix in just 1 or 2 camps.
Submitted Dricus Du Plessis in the first or second round, I believe we'd be talking about the rematch today. Dricus would have probably come out and said, yeah, he caught me in a position. I'm not going to let it happen again. I've defended my belt twice. I'd like another crack at this. I don't even think Dricus Du Plessis will ever put his hand up to fight Khamzat Chimaev again. And even if he did, I don't know if the UFC would make it just because it was so non-competitive, and Khamzat Chimaev has every single aspect of Dricus Du Plessis' game figured out, and there's no answers that Dricus can figure out in one.
Stephen Barnhill Jr. agreed, saying that if Khamzat had scored a quick submission or knockout, a rematch might have been considered. But instead, Khamzat delivered a dominant, start-to-finish performance, taking Drikus down at will. He added that while Drikus is a warrior, deep down he likely has no desire to face Khamzat again after experiencing that level of control.
I felt the same way. You know, like if it had been a quick submission or even a quick knockout, regardless of which way it went, you know, there could be some rumblings of a rematch down the road. They go, whichever one lost went and got some impressive finishes and got back in. Khamzat made a statement with that performance last night. I mean, he dominated from start to finish. He landed takedowns at will, and he made it to where, as you said, Drikus probably doesn't even want to fight him again.
No.
Of course, Drikus is a warrior, but I know there's a part of Drikus deep down that's like, holy, what was that? Like, I do not want to experience that.
Heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall also praised Khamzat Chimaev's performance against Dricus Du Plessis, highlighting his early control, sharp striking, and clean groundwork. He called it a near-perfect display, recognized Khamzat as the rightful new middleweight champion, and still gave credit to Du Plessis for showing toughness and resilience.
Honest, I've been thinking that this is going to be the fight of the year, so we'll see how that goes. Took him down straight away on the low double. A minute into the fight, he's got him in the crucifix. Little punches to the ear. He's working on his collie. Completely dominated in the first round. Khamzat straight on a double again, sits him down. If I was Khamzat though, I'd be trying to finish it in this spot. Once he gets them hands together from the back position like that, his grip must be unbelievable. What Khamzat's doing really well is he's switching stances a lot as well from the stand-up. In the limited stand-up that he's doing, he's keeping DDP guessing. But he's managed to reverse him though with 2.5 minutes left. Don't go for no submissions or nothing like that. Don't lose position. Oh, he's come for the guillotine. He's lost his position. He's popped his head straight out. Oh, last minute. He said he's put a few shots on him there though. He's got him going backwards. Oh, DDP's ended up on top with 30 seconds left. I don't think he'll have enough time to do much damage, but that's it. So complete shutout for Khamzat Chimaev, new champion at middleweight. Congratulations to Khamzat. Commiserations to...
On the other hand, Dricus Du Plessis coach, Martin, voiced criticism toward referee Marc Goddard for not standing the fight up more often during the bout with Khamzat Chimaev. He argued that the action slowed unnecessarily, with hundreds of strikes being thrown, but very few considered significant. Martin said the fight turned into a smothered and boring affair, suggesting it hurt the overall pace and energy of the contest. He added that Drikus would need a solid 12 to 16 weeks of preparation to address these issues, with plans for a strong return early next year.
Coach Morne Visser blames referee for Khamzat Chimaev loss. Dricus Du Plessis' coach, Morne Visser, believes referee Marc Goddard should have stopped the action more often and stood Khamzat Chimaev back up. Visser also said Du Plessis would ideally like to return early next year.
The refs should have just made that fight a lot more live, or a little bit more live. Khamzat landing like 570 shots or 550 shots, and only 37 of them were significant. I think when shit goes that slow for 20 seconds, first warning, second warning, 5 seconds later, third, 5 seconds later, stand the fight up, man. That fight was smothered with boringness. I need 12 to 16 weeks to sort this problem out. So we'll be back early.
Herb Dean defended Marc Goddard's stand-ups in Khamzat Chimaev's fight, saying they were justified since MMA rewards action, not just control. He noted Khamzat wasn't stalling, but referees must ensure fighters stay active. Interview 16. Herb Dean explained that in a tight chest-to-chest cross position, it's tough to land meaningful strikes. So he supported the stand-ups made by Marc Goddard and Forrest in those moments.
A couple times, would you have done the same thing in the fight?
I don't think there was anything wrong with his stand-ups. Khamzat dominated the fight round, but I think, and it's, this is an ongoing conversation that everyone in the stakeholders and everyone in the sport has, but what do we want this sport to look like? Do we want people to achieve a dominant position, which, if you're not using it to beat your opponent, could almost be looked at as a hiding place, as a place to burn time? And I'm never going to accuse Khamzat of hiding, because, the man's a...
DDP's coach stressed that their plan for a Khamzat Chim rematch is to correct mistakes before rushing back. He said the key is defending takedowns, standing back up, and punishing Khamzat, though he admitted Khamzat's improved wrestling makes it tougher. Still, he believes fixing these issues now will give him the best chance to return stronger and win.